Good morning. Good morning, explorers. Welcome to another segment of Be and Explore. If you saw our preview about what we're talking about today, we're going on a flower expedition. You'll notice there's a ticker crawling across the bottom, reminding you to take a science selfie or really any science photo and tag it with Advocate for Science. We are doing a thank you to our supporters, and you get to be part of that. So thank you to Amanda's family. She shared a picture of that they took during their family trash pickup. Really important things that they're doing. So Tuesday, of course, we talked about picking up trash to protect pollinators. So even if we don't have a garden, we can pick up the more natural areas, ditches and fields and things like that around us. Yesterday, we talked with Mrs. Bergen, who's a friend of mine, and looked at nature sorts and made nature art. Today, we're going back to our regular Be an Explorer format. And I was walking around the yard this morning. I do that before these live streams to kind of get an idea of what's going on and what I want to talk about. And I looked at this tree and another one we're going to look at in a moment. And I'm like, where did those flowers come from? So we're going to look at flowers because as I walked around, I found more and more. And we're also going to do a little bit of journaling. It's been a while since we actually sat down together and journaled and added to our Explorers Journal. So we'll spend some time doing that. I have a special activity from another teacher colleague of mine, Paula Huddy, who's another great teacher. And she gave me an idea of how to do some really interesting journaling. So we'll start out as we always do, and I'm going to get my journal. Today I'm going to journal on my paper. And I do these one at a time, and then I put them in, I think this is actually an old cigar box. And here, if you remember, about a month ago, 4 weeks ago, we looked at some lichen, and I journaled about it. I drew the picture, and then I wrote about it. So I'm going to write our current conditions. You grab your journaling gear and then go take a peek outside. Temperature, cloud cover, wind. And I'm going to write them in my journal here. So today is Thursday, April 23rd. And it is about 10 a.m. Central Daylight Time. And I'm in my backyard because we always want to put this information on so that when we come back and look at it, we remember. Because sometimes the things we draw, we can't really tell. We think we're going to remember, but I can guarantee you get old enough, you don't remember. Okay. All right, let's look at the clouds. Oh gosh. I'm just going to turn my camera around so you can see the sky there. Or maybe not. Yeah, you can see I have a pretty stratus clouds, but I don't know if you can see the sun. You can see that bright spot? That's the sun. So, like, I'd say altostratus because I can't see my shadow. And when you can see the sun, when you can point to it where it's in the sky, but you don't see a shadow, that is like altostratus. If you can't see the sun at all, that's just stratus. So we'll say altostratus clouds. Wind, I'm looking at the grasses, nothing. So I'm going to put calm. And then temperature. Well, I'm wearing short sleeves, but I'm also wearing a fleece vest. So it's somewhere between chilly, which is 10 degrees Celsius, and nice. And I found my thermometer. So let's take a look at that. And this says it is about 18 degrees Celsius. So okay. Now we'll come back to our journals in a moment. But first I want to show you some of the things that are going on in my backyard. Starting with this tree here. Turn my camera around to give you the nickel tour. Okay. So we have, oops. We have these flowers that are about to open on this tree. And honestly, before in other years, I don't know that I would have noticed the flowers at this point. You can see like this one right here. Let's see if I can get right. There we go. Is almost ready to open to see the petals. So that's one set of flowers that's happening in my backyard. Now this tree, we did not plant. My explorer buddy Dawson, who's also my husband, and I, we did not plant this. We planted a similar tree, and one of the seeds from that tree came to this part of our yard. I'm going to zoom in here because I just noticed this. Can you see? Let's see if we can find that flower. Yeah, right there. I'm pretty sure this is a plum tree. It's been a while since I've really paid attention to it. So I have more trees over here that are blooming or about to bloom. And we have some that are actually blooming. And of course, we have dandelions. And a lot of people don't really like dandelions. They say they're weeds. And I get that. So we keep our dandelions mowed in our front yard, but we let them grow in the backyard a little bit, especially this time of year. Because when I come out when it's nice out and warm, you'll see a lot of pollinators crawling around the dandelions. And in fact, in this one right here, let's see, you can see a little ant of some sort. Oh, here's some more ants. They are hard at work right now. Let's find the ant. And back here. When I did a garden tour a few weeks ago, I pointed out the chives that were growing. Now, this is something I did plant. The dandelions, of course, I didn't plant. And today when I looked at them, the chives are beginning to flower. That's more flowering that's happening. You can see right here where I snipped some off and I mixed them in my sour cream. I'm going to go over. Oh, wait a second. What is that up there? Let's see if I can get bird. I think that, oh, he flew away. I think that might have been the hawk. Okay, what other flowers are happening? Well, again, when I took my garden walk this morning, I don't know if you can see where I'm going. there was this little red bud happening right here. And yeah, we did not plant this one. We used to have a red bud on the property, but we had to cut it down because it was in the way. But apparently the seeds are still around and still growing. So here we have another red bud. So what I want us to do now is I want us to journal. And I'm going to journal the red bud. I'm going to try to draw the red bud. Now, I'm going to give us some limitations on it. I have my phone and I've set my timer for 1 minute. So I want you to find something in your house that you can draw for 1 minute. It doesn't have to be an outside thing. It can be whatever. And remember, we're thinking about diagrams rather than art. So don't worry if it's not perfect. There's this book I hope to be able to read to you, and I'll see if I can get a hold of it and see if I can get permission to read it online. It's called Ish, and it talks exactly about what I'm trying to say, is that it doesn't have to be exact. Ish is good enough. So I'm going to turn my camera back around and set up so you can see the red bud, hopefully. Wow, sorry about that. Okay, well, anyway, I did draw my, I don't know if you can see it, probably not. I got my red bud started, and I apologize for losing the stream.
So yeah, we're gonna have to figure that out. When I get too much into my backyard, I lose my Wi-Fi. But you get the idea of what you're supposed to do. Go out, look for some flowers, take your journal with you, draw what you can just for a minute. Sometimes it can feel really overwhelming to draw the whole flower, but you're in just a minute, you can only draw a little bit of it. And that's where you can start. Please take some pictures and show us of what you're making so we can share them with other people, including the people who support the Discovery Center. Tomorrow will be Family Citizen Science, and I have a couple of ideas. I'm not sure which one we're going to do yet. So we'll leave it for a surprise. Stay safe, stay curious, go explore. We'll see you tomorrow.